I'm Mary Clendaniel, and today we're showing you 3 ways to style short hair. And right now we're going to take Haley's daytime look into nighttime. We're going to unleash her inner rock star. And just about every short-haired haircut has this potential. You want to make sure with your short haircut that you've got lots of texture internally. And we're just going to break all of that out so that Haley can take her work look into evening. So starting out with a light styling spritz, nothing quite as sticky as a gel, we're going to put between 5 and 10 spritzes in her hair. The finer your hair, the more lacking in volume, the more spritzes you're going to want to put through. And I'm working this from roots to ends all the way throughout, including the sides and the nape. So with that light styling spritz, I'm going to turn my blow dryer onto medium heat and high air and just lift up all of her hair. Just for a moment, the easiest way to do this at home is probably to flip upside down and just drag your hair up and out with your fingers. And you just want to do it until you feel the dampness from your styling product leave the hair. After you dry out the hair, we're going to use a firm hold hairspray all throughout. And I'm going to turn the blow dryer onto low heat and high air and work the blow dryer and the hairspray simultaneously. Again, this is something that's probably easiest at home, flipping upside down. And don't be afraid, get it out. It's always easier to take your texture down than to try to boost it back up. So the more volume, the better. Haley's hair gets a little thick in the back, so I'm making sure to put a little extra attention to getting the texture lifted in the crown of her head. All right. Now putting just a tiny bit of hairspray on my hands first. I'm going to work through it with just a little bit more hairspray first thing, just to break it all up. Now I'm going to use a matte pomade. This is a much stiffer hold product. You want something that's almost like a wax, but still soft enough that you can slide it on your hands. Typically products like this will show up white on your hands when you first start to break them down, but if you see the white, you need to rub it in a little bit more. So that's about the right amount you want to have on your hands. And working that in just like we did the hairspray from roots to ends for Haley, just to make sure she's got everything covered. We've got almost a tacky texture, turning the hair into something more so it stops behaving quite like hair. One more dose, and I'm using just a knuckle scrape of product, breaking it down in my hands. This time I want to make sure that I cover the tips of my fingers. It doesn't do us any good to just have styling products sitting in the palm of your hand. You want to have it all the way out to your fingertips, almost like you're putting on hand lotion. And now I'm just going to visually take down the parts of Haley's hair that seem like a little bit too much. Turn towards me, Haley. If you're really looking for aggressive texture, a neat trick is to just pinch up a hunk and twist it in your fingers, almost like you were turning a piece of yarn. And that's going to give you a much more defined point. The balance of more aggressive texture and style is really important. You want to make sure that you've got, even with these edges that pop out, that you have some unity. This is a great trick for when your short haircut starts to grow out and it will no longer fall into those clean lines. Just start wearing it a little bit more messy, a little more textured. And again, this is something you can take as far or leave it as conservative as you choose. Even just putting a little bit of volume and texture in that way and taking it down completely will leave you with a much more full result. Just to finish, I'm going to go ahead and use a very firm hairspray. Very strong, almost like an unbreakable hold. This would be the type of product you would want to use if you were taking your hair out at night. If you were going out dancing, you want to make sure you set something in with a firm, sticky hairspray. So we have Haley ready to go out on the town, and coming up next, we're going to take her evening hair to a formal event and do a short hair updo.
To watch the other segments in this video series or for how-to videos on almost any other topic,